Hello, my name is Elyshia Brooks, your brand elitist and your lifestyle catalyst. I am the president of BrandNiquely You, and that means I get to work with amazing people who are developing their personal and their business brands, who are emerging leaders, C-suite executives, and even business owners. I love working with nonprofits as well. But today I want to talk about some basic branding techniques that you probably need to know. I see a lot of things going on, and a lot of people are shifting and pivoting and all that good stuff. But that's great because it means there's a lot of activity and people are doing their thing now because we're at home. So I want to give you some branding basic techniques, just the things that stay in the forefront of your brain while creating a brand because everybody is on social media. Okay. So, for one, I will need you to make sure that your profile picture is the same across all platforms. If you're going to be omni-channel, then you're going to have the same picture across all platforms. That way, people will not get you confused with someone else who's possibly doing the same thing. So make sure that all of your professional images are consistent across each profile um, channel. Okay. Then I want you to look at making sure that your profile maintains the same visual identity that has the same tone, the same look and the feel. Because a lot of times we can say one thing different on Instagram versus LinkedIn, and have two different audiences. You could be saying two different things and get different results. Or you can be saying the same thing, but still two different audiences and get different results. It's how you present yourself. So, looking at the tone, the voice, how you present your messaging across all platforms is different. So, I want you to make sure that you are making that is consistent. The tone is together. Everything is is saying the same message. I can go on people's Instagram. I can go to their website, and I can see different messages, and people will get confused. You only have a few seconds nowadays to make sure that your messaging and your tone and your voice is saying the same thing, because people will get off so quickly, and then we'll go find someone who they think has a better messaging that can lure them in, capture them in their emotions, and essentially get the business. Then you want to look at connecting and engaging with your target audience. How are you doing that? Nowadays, we are on video, which hence is what I'm doing right now. You have TikTok now. You have business people doing TikTok. So, how are you connecting with them? I say the best way to connect with them is to go where your audience is, where your sweet spot is. That is where you show up, and that's where you be at all times. Okay. You don't have to spread yourself thin trying to connect, engage with everybody, because you will get overwhelmed. So pick one or two that you can truly show up in and show out. Now, going back to your website, websites are still relevant because, God forbid, if something was to happen to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever, if something was to happen to them, you would lose all of your stuff, like all your content. So it's good to keep your website, put information out there to draw people in, because now they're needing to see that. When you look at Facebook and the APIs and things, they want to make sure that you're just not getting all of your clients from Facebook, especially if you're not buying ads. So they want to see what is the cross promotion on your website versus Instagram and versus all those places. So your website is still relevant. And that is where you need to display your contact information. Have a lead magnet. You have to put something out there that's going to engage them for you to get their contact information. Otherwise, how are you going to stay in contact? So whether that's a download, a checklist, I have a 20-minute discovery session with me. There's so many different things. You can do a PDF, an ebook, whatever that looks like for you. That's going to attract your clients to you. That is what you need to provide. That can be different for different people. So just make sure you have something that's going to capture their information before they leave your website. Then looking at how are you telling your story? We all have unique, brand-nique stories, and how you communicate that means a lot. You have to have clarity on the words you want to play on there, and particularly the audience, because being an international speaker, there are some things I would tell one audience that I would not share with the other. It's just a vibe that I get, and how I'm a transparent person. I'm an open book. So when I'm speaking, it's like, what do they really need? What do they really need to understand? What do I have to get across to them? And each audience varies. And so how you tell your story really does matter. Sometimes I look and see that people can tell their story from a place of hurt, from a place of disappointment, and get across to some people, which is a great thing if they know their audience. Then on the other end, people can be empowering and transformational and motivational and still get their point across and attract people in. So you have to know your audience, but you have to know how to tell your story on all levels, on different platforms, okay? Communicating that and the value of it, because people connect with you based on relationships and stories. How can they remember you? What did you say that's going to make them remember you? That's the key. All right. Also, looking at getting positioned as an expert in your field. That is one huge thing. A lot of times we're like, well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Create a press release. If you've done something awesome, if you're offering something, if you're speaking somewhere, send a press release, send something out to your audience. For instance, I have 3,000, 7,000 on one. Like, I have a network of people. And if I'm doing something, I'm offering something, I will send it out to that network first. Because those are the ones who want to hear from you. They signed up for your email, or they got into your group, or whatever the case may be. They want to hear from you. And so you have to, sometimes people are not that great. They get uncomfortable trying to put themselves out there because they don't want to seem like they're bragging. If you don't toot your own horn, who else will? So you have to put yourself out there. If you are not comfortable with doing that, find someone who's a copywriter, who is a PR person who can do that for you. Okay. And then my last thing is having a brand style guide. This is what I do. I create a brand style guide for personal and your business, because having a brand style guide shares with other people how you are going to use your brand. The guidelines, it's the messaging, it's the colors, it's the tone, It's what to do and what not to do in regards to co-branding, putting your brand out there, things you will not stand for, things that you are standing for. Um, those things matter when it comes to your brand, because if you connect with someone, an organization, or someone else who you have not done the brand style guide, or they don't have anything, and you go and do the research and you've connected your brand to them, and they could be, God forbid, I don't know, a serial killer or something. Would you have known that? Because you have to have the research. You have to do the research, because people will put your brand on things that you may or may not be against. And so you have to own your brand. And having a brand style guide does just that. It shares with people exactly how to use your brand, your logo, your colors, what messages to put out there, who is your target audience. So if your target audience does not really connect with theirs, then you have to sit down and say, okay, what's the connection here? How are we going to collaborate? Are we going to cross promote to our clients, our customers? You have to have that conversation. So a brand style guide is a professional guide that really shares who your brand is and what it's all about. Again, I say, you have to own your brand. If you're going to be brand unique, you have to own it. You have to walk it. You have to show it. And you have to be yourself. And you have to have guidelines that's going to say yes or no about my brand. All right. So those are my basic tips on creating a brand-unique brand that can set the tone for where you're going and how to engage with other people and how your audience can perceive you. I think these are very basic tips that anyone can do. And you know the foundation now. So there should be no excuse. If I go and look you up on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn and I see them different pictures, I'll get you. All right. So just know that I am here. I would love to connect with you. If you would like, you can send me an email and you can get on my calendar for a 20-minute brand discovery session where we can talk about branding, marketing, or business development, or you just need someone to bounce an idea off of. I am here for you. So you can reach me at hello@BrandNique Inc., or you can find me on social media, which is at Elyshia Brooks or at BrandNiquely You. And next time, have a great and amazing day, and know that you truly deserve it. Mwah.